There is a very interesting idea in Zen Buddhism called the beginner's mind. Now, I find it rather intriguing that how a tradition that puts all of its effort into mastering the mind, mastering mindfulness, takes such an importance in an idea called the beginner's mind. What does it even mean, and why is it important? The beginner's mind is an attitude. And actually, it's nothing to do with being a beginner or being a master. One of the problems that as soon as someone acquires a certain level of competency in any skills, that person tends to think that he knows stuff. But as it's said that the more we know, the more our ignorance grows. Well, that's the beginner's mindset, is to know that we always remain a student. And I find that really helpful because instead of again focusing on a destination, you're focusing on the process. And wherever you are, if you are a beginner or if you in between, or if you have been doing something for 10 plus years, you know that all that matters is that you are on the journey. Simply ask, how much do you don't know? And people who have the beginner's mindset, they will tell you that there's so much that they don't know. The more you know, actually, the more you realize what you don't know. True beginners, in opposed to the masters, they have another kind of blindness. They don't know a lot about the subject. And because of that, there is something called the uninformed optimism. At the beginning, when you start something, you might feel this surging energy of excitement, thinking about learning that stuff. You might be an uninformed optimist. You're like, I'm gonna write my first book and it's gonna be amazing and people will love me and I will sell a tons of it and it will be so good. Now, after that, you will start to write your book and you realize how much work it is. You have to write 3 hours every day. You have to go through editing, back and forth. Sometimes you're not gonna be in the mood. There will be difficulty. Publishing will be hard and you will have feedback and criticism and all of these. After a couple of months, you find yourself asking the question, why was I so excited about this in the first place? I cannot remember, I cannot imagine, because you were in uninformed optimism. That's a natural part. But having a beginner's mindset means that you always nurturing this excitement even when things get hard. So when a couple of months in, you're writing your book and things are hard, what can you be curious about? What can you have a beginner's eyes towards? So instead of focusing on this big goal or focusing on all the hardships, focus on what could I be curious about right now? What could I learn right now? Later on, as you're getting good at writing books, you might think that you have it all. And there are people who stop growing just because they stop having the beginner's mindset. But if you keep your beginner's mindset, if you put your ego and arrogance aside, you might realize that there are so many things you don't know. I learn from people I mentor or coach just as much as they learn from me. And the reason being because everyone has different qualities. Everyone show a mirror to you, mirroring back things that you need to grow in. So having that beginner's mindset is not just gonna help you to grow faster, but gonna help you to also stay on the path when things get hard or when you think that there are nowhere to grow. So whatever you do, consider, are you on the beginner's mindset? How could you implement more curiosity into your daily progress? So let me know, did you find this useful? And if you did, why? Do you have the beginner's mindset? And how could you incorporate it a little bit more? If you found any value in this video, again, share, like, subscribe, notification bell, spread the love. We can grow together, and remember, you are innately whole. See ya.